Well, let's talk about press freedom. Just a matter of days ago, the governor of Niger State, Governor Gov Bago, made a statement that sent shockwaves across not just the state, but Nigeria. And he gave a directive for the immediate closure of Badegi FM radio station, which is, of course, a station in the state, accusing it of inciting public unrest. In fact, the governor said that the station's daily operations have been unethical, and he accused its owner of using the platform to incite violence and turn the public against government. Of course, this has received lots of reactions across the board. But we're joined on the program this morning by the general manager of Badegi 90.1 FM Mina, Aisha Shaibu Badegi. She's live with us from Mina this morning. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Channels Television.
Good morning. There's a lot of information flying around, so let's just get the facts right to begin with. First, has the station been shut down? Have your premises been shut down or cordoned off as per the governor's orders?
Okay, so no, the station isn't shut down. Every other activity that we do at Badegi Radio 90.1 FM Mina has been ongoing, even after he made those statements. But the Niger State Urban Development came around and wrote stuff on the wall of the station and asked us to see them today. But every other thing is moving just as normal as it used to be.
Right. So just to be clear, the station is still on air. Aside the mark on your the fence or the building, you're still you're still operating. But you know, the governor's statement is quite worrisome, concerning, and he said that your daily operations have been unethical. And he went on to accuse your station of using that platform to incite violence and turn the public against government. What do you have to say to that?
Okay, so everything we do has to do with data, right? Where is evidence? If it's saying Badegi Radio has been unethical, we're inciting the people against the government, where is evidence? We need to have the evidence. We need to see all of those evidence. And then NBC should be able to compare all of this evidence. And if we're guilty, NBC is there to sanction us as a body, right? So we can't just, rely on mere informations. Where are the evidence? We need all of the evidence. That's the most important thing. So if you're saying all of this, let it provide the facts. You don't just talk on public because you feel you can hold the microphone, or because you're the governor, you have the authority to talk. Beyond talking, we need facts, right? So we need to have the facts. And then getting the facts will enable the NBC, the right authority, to do what it meant to do.
So speak to us about the facts now. When it comes to your presentation or your programming, particularly as it has to do with matters of public concern, there is serious security challenges in Niger State, to which the governor has responded to. What is your slant as far as programming is concerned?
Okay, yeah, so Badegi Radio 90.1 FM is the people's station. We wouldn't want to cause chaos in the states. And so when there are issues around communities of insecurity, banditry around communities, Badegi Radio tries as much as possible to contact, those people living in those communities, to have first-hand information. Sometimes there are a lot of stories all over, and then when at the end of the day, you find out that they are not factual. So from our own end, we always try to ensure that we get contact of the people living in these communities that are being, affected by banditry and all of insecurity. So we call these people live on the show to tell us exactly what is happening in their localities. We don't just bring out information about things we don't know. No, we don't do that. So I think that's some of the things that is bothering the governor. He doesn't want us to, bring out the facts, because we need to let people know exactly what is happening in their communities. There are lots of stories about Niger State out there and every other state, but then we're particular about Niger State. What is happening in these localities? How are our people fading in their various communities, the farmers and all of that? So when we hear any information, we try to contact the farmers, we try to contact the youth leaders, the vigilantes, to have conversation on the radio to tell us what is happening. So we have a first-hand information of everything that is happening in the states.
So the big question is, what do you think exactly is making him squirm and uncomfortable with your broadcast? Is there any specific broadcast that made you receive that phone call or that threats in that sense? Of course, we all know he cannot revoke your license. He doesn't have the power to do that. The laws are very clear. He can only make threats. Maybe the highest he can do is to revoke your C of O as a property. But what exactly do you think is the specific kinds of broadcasts that are, got the government quite uncomfortable from what you suspect? Okay.
Yeah. So to start with, if we had done anything that wasn't unprofessional, the NBC has its role to play in all of it. We have an NBC in Niger State, which monitors every other station. So for me, I feel the only thing that we did that I can remember was having an interview with Mr Nami, former FIRS boss, who everybody in Niger State knows that he is interested in 2027 election. Now, I feel like the governor is threatened. He doesn't want criticism. He doesn't want any other option in the state, since, of course, the APC has, after the APC caucus meeting, they've endorsed him for the second time. He doesn't want any other person coming out. So I feel like he sees Nemi as a threat to him, and that was why he quickly said all of those things he said about Badegi Radio. We had Nemi in the studio, and just like we have every other person that is interested in politics, any other party that you are, we give you a platform to come on air. Tell us what you want to do for your people, even if it's a local government councillor. What do you want to do for your people? What do you have for Niger State? Come and tell us. The platform is open for every media house, every political party, and that's the exact same thing we did for Nemi. He was given a platform. Afterwards, there were songs that were sung for him. The radio station aired those songs. Now, mind you, we do this thing for every other political party, but that's the only thing that I know that could trigger him. A lot of people said he was threatened by, just that interview we had with Mr Nami at Badegi 90.1 FM.
But don't you think that is far-fetched? Because the governor described your activities as an incitement and treasonable. So it's difficult to believe that your interview with an opposition could be inciting and treasonable. Can you perhaps identify anything else?
That's the only thing. And that is why I said, if he said all of those things about Badegi Radio, we need facts. It's beyond just talking. You can't just come out and talk because you're the governor or because you have the audience. No, it's beyond that. We need facts. Where are the evidences? And for that reason, he actually said about the managing director of the radio station, we intend to sue him for defamation of character. We would sue him for defamation of character because it's beyond all of those things that he just said. Now, if we sue him, he should be able to explain to the courts all of those things that he said. Of course, it is evidence.
What could he have said about the managing director? Please clarify.
I didn't get that.
What did he say about your managing director that you consider to be defamatory? So he said the profile of the managing director
should be, go through. They should check the profile of the managing director because he feels like the managing director is inciting the public against, the government.
I mean, very interesting times we're in. First, it was a controversy around people with locks. I recall that caused a lot of controversy, and people were thinking, what is going on here? And just when we thought we wouldn't hear anything of that nature from Niger State, then this one drops. It would seem that we're seeing a trend here. It looks like a dangerous trend, we must say. And I wonder for you, first, as a media organization, as a press, do you feel threatened? How much of a threat is this to you? And has this been manifest in other forms? Are you getting, I don't know, calls, text, and all of that? Because we need to also get a fuller picture of this, because this is bigger than just me now, Niger State.
Okay, so early this year, there was a video of threats by the area boys in Niger State. There was a video the director. They didn't mention the name of the managing director of Badegi Radio in per se, but then there were threats that the owner of an old man that owns a radio station should be careful and avoid, criticizing their governor, or else they would take actions. Now, when that video came out, we contacted our lawyers and we informed the security agencies, but we didn't really allow it to weigh us down. Just like this one, we didn't expect it to come. It came, and as a serious-minded media organization that Badegi Radio 90.1 FM Mina is, we've not allowed it to weigh us down. I mean, we know how these things work. We didn't just open a media house because every other person wants to open a media house and we don't have the knowledge. We're educated. We know how all of these things work, so we know our rights. We know that the Niger State governor does not have the right to shut down Badegi Radio 90.1 FM Mina. Of course, we were worried, which is normal for every other person. We were, of course, worried. But then when we started seeing, press releases coming out from the International Press Institute, Nigerian Union of Journalists, Arewa Media Forum, CGID, Center for Journalism, Innovation and Development, media houses coming out and saying, no, this is not acceptable. I think the tension wasn't really much, like I said, but then it gave us, it made us smile. I mean, now, I don't think there's any media house that has trended like Badegi Radio is trending right now. For us, it is a very good one. It's another way of getting advert for the station. It's another way of getting people to know that Badegi Radio 90.1 FM exists beyond the Niger State. So it's in a good way. It's in a good way for us.
I love that, and by all means, I think this should also be. It should come with a lot of positives for the organization, and that's not to even downplay the issues around the threat and all of that. But maybe the bigger conversation should be around governance. So perhaps you can speak to some of the issues raised in that interview, because we're still trying to probe further, like trying to get a rationale behind it. So what are the issues that the person you spoke to raised around governance? Let's know, what is governance like in Niger State? Because I think that should be the real conversation here. You
mean from the interview we had with Mr Nami?
Indeed. And perhaps other conversations you've had around governance in Niger State.
The interview was even about him. Who is Muhammad Nami, and the interview was in our local dialect, which is Nupe. He came around for a courtesy visit, and we felt, oh, we have someone, that has done a lot for the country right here in the studio. Why not use the opportunity to have an interview with him? It wasn't like the interview was actually planned. He came on a courtesy visit, and we felt, oh, let's have him on an interview. And that was it. It wasn't really about governance. It was about him, what he has done for Niger State, for the country at large, and that was it. It wasn't really so serious.
So was there anything Mr. Nami said in terms of being critical of the government, so that we get all sides to this? Did Mr. Nami say anything? How did he assess the government? What were the critical points he raised? Because you had said that the governor should come with his facts, which is exactly what it should be, actually. But what did Mr. Nami say, from what you can remember or recollect at this moment, that you feel irked him?
That's what I said. It wasn't really about governance. Nami spoke about, we asked questions around him as a person, his contributions to Niger State and Nigeria in general. We didn't really have much conversation about governance. I don't think we had something serious about governance that I remember. Like I said, the program was in our native language, which is Nupe.
So what's the latest that is going on as far as this is concerned? Are you having a meeting with the people in government? Have they invited you? What exactly is the situation? Today is Monday, August the 4th.
Right. Okay, so we don't have meeting with anyone except the Niger State urban development that came to, like I said, wrote stuff on the wall and asked us to see them today. Now, the funny part about that write-up that they did is the fact that Badegi Radio is renting inside the National Nigerian Television Authority, NTA MENA branch. So our station is inside NTA MENA. So it's actually funny when they come to write things on the wall of the radio station and living. So what are they trying to say? The Niger State Television Authority is there, and we're renting inside their building. So if they were even supposed to write, I feel like they should do the write-up outside the NTA, which is a general building, not just singling out Badegi Radio and saying Badegi Radio has issues and access to see them today. So for now, I think it's only Niger State Urban Development that has access to see them today.
Aisha, we have to thank you so much for your time and to say that, I mean, we stand with you. Everything that has to do with press freedom, I mean, that's what upholds democracy, and that is what we will always defend, press freedom. And you've said that you've done everything within the ambit of the ethics of the profession. So we'll wait to see how this plays out, but of course, our eyes are on this. We've been speaking with the General Manager, Badegi 90.1 FM MENA, Aisha Shoibu Badegi. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Channels Television, for having me. Thank you, everyone, for all of the support we've gotten so far. We really appreciate it, and we do not take it for granted. The media is for the people, and no government should just allow the media breathe. Let them do their job. We know what is right, and let them allow us do our job. The NBC is there in cases where we've gone wrong. They're there to correct us. They're there to sanction us. That is the job of the NBC, not the government.
In the words of the president, let them breathe, don't suffocate them. Thank you once again, Aisha.